Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer for Breakfast ABV. I am Danielle from Marty and Danielle in the Morning on 91X. As always, I have my beer drinking partner in crime with me, Paul Segura, brewmaster of Karl Strauss. And we are welcoming our friends from Black Plague Brewing. Welcome Jordan, Jared, as well as Aeryk. Hi, guys.
Cheers, guys. Cheers. We already got started.
Cheers. Good to have you guys on the show, man.
Thanks. It's been too long. We missed you guys.
Missed you too, man.
No.
It has been too long.
Video.
Actually, the last time we saw you guys, it was right before, the world started burning. You guys came to 91X for Beer for Breakfast. You were part of our handshakes and high fives that I promise was not the beginning of COVID. We did not start it. It happened afterward. But it's so great to have you guys back. What's been going on with Black Plague?
Oh, geez, so much. Jared, do you want to start?
We did everything we could to get through last year, just pivoting our business into packaging, cans. Pretty much everything we were doing was sitting in draft at the start of the pandemic, and then we had to quickly scale up as fast as we could, getting everything in the cans and selling everything online and to go. But, we made it through. We're coming out stronger on the other side.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the weirdest things was just the constant pivot. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine.
Right? This is fine. It's fine.
That's our whole MO. We're just dealing with it the best we can.
Even though, it's like he's sitting in flames and shit, he's just like, this is fine. Right?
No big deal. Yeah.
Have you seen this meme before? Have you seen this meme? It's normally like a dog and it's a little bit different from it, but it's like kind of how we've all been feeling. And I love that you guys have adapted to it. You've gone through the first Black Plague of the 1700s. So you guys were ready for this.
What are the chances, right, that we actually have a pandemic?
We're ready for this.
Basically a couple years after we started. We were just in disbelief. We're like, holy shit.
They're responsible. It was their tasting room in Wuhan that got this all kicked off.
Satellite tasting room. Turns out it's not working out.
Well, looking at this, is this a collaboration that you guys did with Eppig Brewing, the As the World Burns dry hopped lager?
It is. Yeah. It is. We reached out to Clayton LeBlanc. I don't know. Is that how you say his last name?
Yes.
It is now.
Yes. I can totally vouch for that. I know him personally, and that's how he pronounces it.
Yeah, we met him. We met him in another collab. We did a feature called My Food Reunion, and it was a triple IPA, and he's just a cool dude, super cool, down to earth, easy to talk to, and it was just like, hey, what are the two unlikely breweries to ever do a collab together? And I was like, yep, that's the one we want to do. So I reached out to him, and he was down, and then, went over, had a few beers, talked about it, got to meet Nate, who's equally as awesome. They told us their little backstory, and obviously we had no idea that they were that tight niche for so long, and it was really cool to hear it. So, new friends for sure, and this beer came out way better, than we had aspirations for, but pleasantly surprised, and it's one of my favorites now.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to you saying that the most unlikely breweries to collaborate, you and Eppig, because I would disagree with that statement, because you guys, both breweries, are making beers that have standards that are super, super high. And you guys are making beers not only for the craft beer lover, but you guys are both making beers for the person trying to get into craft beer. So I think that this is a perfect collaboration between the breweries.
Well, good. That's what I meant.
So I've been saying for quite a while now that Eppig does some of the best lagers, I think, in San Diego, and I think this beer kind of proves the point. Even though a lot of it probably falls on that hairy guy back there, Aeryk.
It's been a while, long quarantine. He needs to get it.
This is a solid hoppy lager, guys. Very well done. I'm not getting any weirdness, any off flavors. I'm getting a total clean, crushable hoppy lager.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is the second time that we brewed it, and I think this batch definitely turned out a lot cleaner, as you obviously noticed. And the last one, I think I dry hopped it just a little bit too heavy, so I held back, probably like a half a barrel on this time, a half a pound per barrel, let's say, and I think it really cleaned up. And I've been drinking this beer for like a solid month and not done with it yet. So I'm glad you guys are doing it too.
Well done, dude. Came out great.
Yeah.
Paul,
So, go ahead.
Paul, would you say that this is going to be a beer that we'll be seeing a photo of on one of your hikes coming up? Because it's only 4.7% ABV, so it's not too high.
It's in the crush zone for sure. I will definitely be taking this on a hike. I'm all about that 4.7 when you're like, it's still kind of cold out. So I can hike with like 7%ers, but this one, I'm glad they gave us a 6-pack each, because I'm probably gonna bring 2 or 3 on a hike for sure.
There we go. I expect a picture. So
We'll get you on email, and we'll send out another couple cases. That sounded weak when you said that. I'm glad they gave me a 6-pack. Man, all these guys could give me was a 6-pack.
No, that's shade to the other breweries, because they'll be like, here's a 6-pack for you guys to share.
Right?
We usually send 4 cases. So.
Yeah.
We each have our own 6-pack. We're good. I might even take to my skateboard on this and do something, maybe, I'm an old dude. I can't do all the tricks that Jordan does.
I'm out of the game now, man.
Look, I still see you doing all this shit on your social media, man. Even your back is all jacked up and your hip and God knows what else.
Yeah,
and he's still out doing all these tricks, man.
Yeah. Hey, cheers to a herniated disc. I love it. We love it. I mean, who knew we were going to turn into a bunch of crispy boy lovers over here, But
I know it's crazy. We have, I think we have 5 or 6 loggers on our board right now, which never thought I would touch that number, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Keep 'em coming.
And that was another thing that was why I was so excited, besides, the guys being awesome, but Eppig is just renowned for having their lager game on point. So, I mean, you just walk in there and you just see all the awards, and then they just got the Euro again. So, I mean, it's an honor. The fact that they'd even, consider us is an honor. So it was really cool.
Hey, Aeryk, you were saying that, the loggers that you guys have on your board right now, as I was there over the weekend, I was really impressed with the variety that you guys have up on your board right now. And it's really turned into a brewery for no matter what kind of style you're into, you will find it over at Black Plague. And just, I mean, I don't know. Are you guys, is this in response to trying to expand, just trying to be a better brewery? I mean, what's been the process of the last few years? We got to meet you guys right when you started, and it's been so cool to see you just blossom into this awesome brewery.
Yeah, I think a lot of it just had to do with us needing to grow up, right, as a company and get our feet wet and figure out, which styles that actually spoke to us and spoke for our brand. And I think after, almost 4 years now, we got a good hold on what we as brewers and, brewery owners enjoy to, or like to drink, but we have a good understanding of what our customers want to drink now too. So it's definitely been really nice to start brewing some different styles, but also like you're talking about, very approachable styles and keep them crushable. And, it's been a lot of fun to get into all these lagers. I think right now we have a Vienna lager, we have a light lager, we have a Mexican lager, we even have a lemon fruited lager.
Now a dry hop
lager. So I feel like we're covering all of our bases. We just got to get a Pilsner back.
Yeah. Shout out to Bring Out Your Dead, because that will always be my favorite IPA that you guys make. And if you ever do anything to get rid of that beer, I will come and find each of you individually. I'll do it.
Did we tell her
No.
I think Eric's blossoming because he finally got out of the way of got rid of that Billy Batten dude. it was kind of like, just bringing them down.
Yeah, and Billy, he had bigger and better things to do. Tap room and shout out tap room.
I think he was just new to the game, so just
The guy just didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, he'll find his way.
Yeah.
Like you said, Danielle, like definitely shout out and kudos to Aeryk. I mean, IPA, West Coast IPA, American Pale, Fruited, Hazy, Imperial Milk Stout, Lager, different varieties, like across the board.
Kettle sours,
like just nailing it. And like you said, figuring out what works for our local audience and keeping it real with what we all like as individuals is huge. And especially pivoting through last year, just like on a whim, coming up with recipes, and each one of them is just nails it every time. Like super proud and impressed with everything he's putting out.
Thanks.
No.
It's really hard, It really matters.
Well, let's move into our next beer. I'm super stoked to try this, not only because the can is badass, the name is badass, but I don't believe that I've gotten to try a Kettle Sour from you guys. This is the In My Darkest Sour Pink Guava. Mm.
Yeah. Hey, I should mention artwork, even though it was a rip, all this guy right here. He's the art department. It's all backwards. I'm looking at a screen and I'm trying to point, but I'm like, wait, I'm pointing.
I'll take credit for that.
Yeah. Jared's our in-house artist, so this is all his doing.
Legend.
In fact, I'm not really sure what I do here anymore.
Jared, I know that we're not supposed to judge a beer by its can, but man, your cans look real good.
Thank you. I
Well,
got to see
nice
how
cans.
good the liquid is inside, so got to make sure it looks good on the shelf.
Yes.
Hey, in fairness to Jared, somebody needs to ollie over like 2 pallets worth of kegs stacked high. I mean, that brings people to the yard. You got to have somebody who's doing that.
Yeah. As soon as I get this back surgery, I'm back in the game, Paul.
I can jump over.
I got insurance now, so we're closer.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All right.
I do love the artwork, but like, have you been doing it all along? Because it's consistent.
It's one of the last roles we could afford to hire, so I just keep doing it.
I know clip art, Jared. If you need help, I know clip art.
Oh, nice.
Appreciate that. I'll hit you up.
Yeah. Very nice. He's pretty good at it.
Okay, so talking about the beer now, Guava is kind of hard. You got to use like a shitload of it to get the right flavor.
Is the actual scientific term.
So you must have had to have used like a ton of it. It comes through in just the right amount. Like it marries nicely with the entire like beer, the rest of the beer. And it's got just the right amount of sourness. It's not like face puckeringly sour, but it's tart, man. Like you killed it, dude.
Thanks. Yeah, I think coming out of the kettle and into the fermenter was like in the 3.3 region pH. So it was down there, but it didn't, like you said, the tartness didn't really carry over after the fermentation kind of dwindled down. But coming out of the kettle, I was like a little bit like, whoa, that was a little bit, more tart and lower pH than I was shooting for, but it kind of balanced itself out. And, going back to what you said about the guava, there's about 700 pounds of guava that we used. So it's a lot. Like we had over 100% yield because of the amount of puree that went in. So it was like, but I did ferment it all out. So there's like, there's not going to be any freaking shelf periods here. So everything was fermented out the entire time. So it just created this perfect balance, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Totally crushable once again.
Oh yeah. Yeah, these are,
I want to say, go ahead.
The Darkest Sour is like a series we do. So periodically, we're releasing another one. Like right now, we also have a green tea version of it, a peach green tea version of it. It's not in cans though, so you actually got to come to the brewery to get that one, folks. But this is the newest one, and I'm sure in another month or two we'll have another one with the new fruit. So keep your eyes out.
Definitely.
It's tasty.
One thing I liked. We actually started going heavier on the good belly and doing the souring technique over the weekend, locking up the kettle, and I noticed that is like added a really nice layer of complexity to it, and I really like. Just like the way it's headed, and you notice we don't get a lot of the sulfuric kind of notes when it's just clean. It's a lot cleaner, and it cleans itself up a lot nicer in the latest techniques that Aeryk's been doing. So it's just all around, I think, nailing it. And it's come leaps and bounds from when we first started venturing down this Berliner Weisse style kettle souring. But I really like where it's headed.
It makes me want sour gummies.
I'll take some.
We're at sweet spot too, 4.6%. So you can take it on a hike with the other one.
There you go. I got two
to the top of Mount Crushmore.
Paul's next hike is sponsored by Black Plague Brewing.
Tell me that's going to be a Carl beer, dude.
Yeah, Mount Crushmore.
Mount Crushmore? That's so good.
I don't know.
It's being taken now.
There it is. Someone just trademarked it right there.
Somebody's got
Jordan, Jared, Aeryk, is there anything else that you would like to leave with the peoples of what's going on with Black Plague? Where to get your cans? What's going on with the tasting room? Possible expansion?
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully our satellite tasting room in North Park that's been in the works for, I want to say, a year and a half now is finally going to get construction's finally going to get underway here in the next couple weeks. So we're hoping for an early summer, grand entrance. We'll see how, the COVID regulations, progress, but we're hoping that's in the cards, and we haven't lost faith in that. It's just been a bump in the road so far, but yeah, we're excited to get down your way and spend more time down with a lot of our favorite breweries down in that zone. And it's a 45-minute drive. It's tough to get down there just to crush a few and then figure out how to get home.
That's what I say about going to Oceanside.
Yeah, like I said, if anyone's looking for these out around town, go to blackplaguebrewing.com/beerfinder, and we keep an updated list of all the different accounts that are carrying them. We just recently got approved for Albertsons Vaughn's Pavilions for some of our beers going in there. So
hey,
look
nice.
Yes, sir.
Also, shout out to Senor Grubby's in Carlsbad. I picked up a burrito there the other day, and you guys are on for the Tony Hops. So I got a beer to go, and I went and crushed my beer and my burrito, allegedly on the beach that you're not allowed to drink at, but it's cool. It's
allegedly,
right?
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Yeah. Here's some.
I'm looking forward to that North Park location, so Aeryk and I can crush beers there before we go see shows at the observatory, like
oh God, you didn't have
Anastasia.
Oh man, that was such a good night. Oh my God. That might be the last show I went to. I'm not even kidding. Oh my goodness.
Wow, yeah, it feels like forever.
Isn't it crazy? I'm just excited to get, see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I hope everyone's been healthy and happy. And it's been a mental challenge, emotional challenge, like every challenge you could think of. So it's I'm just glad we made it so far, and I'm glad it's happy to see your guys' faces and you guys look happy and stoked and well. So let's keep powering through it.
Well, and as a consumer giving out to the people who make the beer, thank you for making the pandemic tolerable, because if it was not for your guys' products, I don't know what I would have done.
Remember, too, it wasn't us. We didn't start the
Yeah, not our fault.
It wasn't handshakes and high fives either. It wasn't us either.
Mm-hmm. Down here coming with us. That's all I have to say.
Well, Jared, Jordan, Aeryk, thank you so much for joining tonight for Beer for Breakfast ABV. Paul will be joining myself as well as Marty Friday morning on 91X at 9:05 a.m. Pacific Standard Times for Beer for Breakfast. We will be drinking beer from Black Plague Brewing. And with that, cheers to independently owned craft beer and radio in San Diego.
Cheers. That was like
Cheers.
right there.